Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna be talking about talking with sellers and how to negotiate with sellers. I'm actually presenting 3 different conversations that I've had with sellers over the last week, and I'm gonna show you how I negotiated and brought prices down for every single property. Hopefully we can use this as a teaching lesson to a lot of you who are in real estate and want to use this moment in order to get better at sales. I'm always learning and I want to share that with you guys as well. So let's get right into it. Hello, Raul speaking.
Hello, Mr. Ralph. It's with Tanya Newsom.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great, doing great. How was your Thanksgiving? So I did some research. So I think kind of what you were saying, what your price was, is pretty on the spot when it comes to like if you were to you sell it as is with the realtor and all that stuff. I think you would probably would be right on the spot. And I did see like a property that's selling for very similar to yours for around that price. So and I kind of did a little bit more research, and I think here's what I would want to offer to you and to make it work. Because and I spoke to my wife, we also broke down a little bit of those like realtor fees, etc. So if you were to list it for 230, right, after all the realtor fees and closing costs, etc., I think you would probably clear around 200,000 net to you, like after all the stuff, like closing costs, whatever, all that stuff. So I think that's what we would want to offer you, and to be fair to you, and also have a property that we would just buy as is completely. So we would be net to you cash, and no like financial, no banks, none of that stuff. So I think that's kind of where we're staying. We'll make it pretty simple. You don't have to worry about pretty much doing anything to the property. Your family, if they don't want their stuff that they have in the home, they can leave it behind. In this part of the conversation, you can tell I was a little bit of nervous. So I was over speaking, and that's a big deal. I feel like you have to obviously deliver your message, but you should not be over speaking. You shouldn't be conveying too much. Give the information and then just step back and let the seller talk. And that's what you need to do. And sometimes has happened to me before, like in this situation, when I get a little bit nervous or get in my head and I start just overcomplicating. I'm like, oh, well, this and that. And the seller's like, well, I really kind of understand that, I guess. But thank God she's a very nice lady. So it wasn't too awkward, but it can be awkward depending on the seller. So be careful when you do that. No, yeah, I know. Hey, well, it happens when people live in the property. Sometimes people have a lot of stuff, and it's totally fine. Like if they wanted to leave behind and not worry about it, that's totally cool with us too. Obviously they can take whatever they want and whatever they need. But yeah, that's kind of what we would be at.
Okay, okay. You said 20. You said 200.
Yeah, yeah, you would 200 directly net to you. So it would be no, like you wouldn't pay any closing costs from that, none of that stuff. So it would be, you would pretty much, I think you guys probably don't own anything on the home, right? It's free and clear, right?
Now, what about so even the land value is still like 20. It's 20. It's 200. It's not. It doesn't matter what It's not like a small lot. But anyway. But it's fine.
The lot I did see, I think it's about 1.5 times the regular lot. If it was like a full double lot that where we could split something, but because if we split it, we would have to I think tear down the home, right? Because it's kind of sitting in the middle of the 2 lots. The actual value would come if, let's say, if the house was on the double lot, but it was sitting just on one of the 2 lots, right? And because I looked at that too, that was my other thought process. I was like, well, I have a partner who does new construction in the area, and then my thought process was like, hey, maybe if we can do it that way. But unfortunately, no. The lots that go for in that area, they go probably, for like 60 I've sold before. So I'm like, hey, if we could have split it and renovated the home and split the lot separately, then I could have made your 230 work. Because I think then on the market you probably would have sold it for like 260. So I'm like, hey, if you can sell it for 260, if it's a double lot, I can do 230 cash and without all the stuff, all the realtor fees, etc. But unfortunately not with this one. So in this moment, the seller did have a rebuttal, right? The questions about like, hey, is my house worth more because of certain things or whatnot? And you need to be ready for this, and that's why you need to be very educated when you're making offers, because you don't want to stumble and be like, I didn't know it's a bigger lot. I didn't know this, like, right? So you need to be educated. So that's a big part of it, and that's something that you get while after you do this for some time. You eventually start getting comfortable with what you're saying and the things you are, why you offer in a certain price and everything like that. So I believe that in this situation, she asked me a question and I had a rebuttal when it comes to the land value, etc. So make sure you are very well educated before making an offer. And like I said, in the way that it would work is that we could easily go, we obviously will speak with the two other people, see what they think, and if they say good, then we would go on their contract, and we would actually communicate directly with your attorney as well. That would do the probate. So by the time your probate is down, right away the property would sell, and it would be a pretty simple process.
It sounds good. I'm not, I just have to speak to the other people. I'll see what they say. So,
Okay. Yeah. And if, like I said, if they have any concerns or questions how it work, or what's our thought process behind what we see, like I said, I do see one home on the market that's very similar to yours. The only thing it doesn't have is an extra bathroom. So yours has an extra bathroom, and this one is like 1550 square feet, so it's like a little bit bigger than yours, probably about the same. I think yours is like 1450, and it's sitting on the market at 230. But yeah, that's why I was kind of like, hey, I want to be fair on the price to you guys and everything and make it easy. So speak with them, let me know what they think. I will just wait to hear from you. If I don't hear from you this week, I will just call you next week, give you time to. I'm not gonna rush you. I don't want to rush you through.
no, 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 you're not rushing me. I just don't want you to think that I'm not interested or anything. But
Well, I am glad to hear from you. I obviously we'll wait to hear from what's your guys' conversation, how it goes, and yeah, and then just let me know their thoughts.
okay, I surely will.
All right, sounds good. Well, you have a great rest of your day. We'll speak soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye. And this was the conversation, right? At the end of the conversation, we kind of went away from the talking about the house. We're more talking about the personal stuff. And also, very important part of this end of the conversation, you have to realize there is two other people that are gonna be making the decision. And that's super important for you to realize that she's not the only one making the decision. So therefore, you do want to kind of call this like a black swan, or like a person in the back that actually will be the one making the decision, or the one that can break the deal. Sometimes it could be like, let's say it's you talking to a husband and he wants to sell, and then his wife is like, nah, sorry, we can't sell for that price. These are some of the things that you have to think about. So you have to hear what the seller is saying. Sometimes you got to read through the words, what she's saying, or what the seller is saying, because it may seem like, oh, she's like, it's not a bad offer, but she's like, she also kind of mentioned she's shopping around, so I can't let this deal go too far. So I already have followed up with her a couple of times. We spoke. She's extremely nice person, so that really helps when your seller is really nice. But hey, let's follow up, let's see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated if this deal actually becomes a deal. Follow me on Instagram and I'll post about this one if I do get it under contract. So now we're going to talk about a situation where I had to make an offer to the seller $5,000 less. It's actually, so it's a land that's the seller wanted 35,000, but I had a buyer that was willing to do 35,000, and that's the only buyer that's willing to do that price. And it's Christmas time, everyone is super slow, so we had to negotiate with the seller and to bring it down to 30K. Was a little stressed because I really wanted to make this deal work, but I was like, let's give this a shot, see what we can do. And here's the conversation. Hey Jose, how you doing?
Hello, you, sir.
I'm doing great, doing great. How was your Thanksgiving?
Outstanding. Outstanding.
The reason I'm calling you today is actually because I finally had a really good conversation yesterday. So kind of get backtrack a little bit. Last week, at the end of last week and the weekend, I heard, and then this Monday and Tuesday, I spoke with a guy who I've done many projects with. He's a GC. He's actually did a couple of homes down there in Rockridge. If you've been down there recently, there's a couple homes that went up. So if you go into your lot from Lakeland, on the left side, there was a couple of new constructions that closer to your lot. So his name is Milton. He's a friend of mine. We talked to him because I was gonna partner with him on this deal and say, hey, can you build this for me? But long story short, so what I'm going to, I had a guy go there yesterday who does mobile homes. And me and him have done a mobile home before in Winter Haven and in Bartow. So I do great business with this guy. He's really nice. And we ran with him numbers. And so obviously, between a single family home that's a block home and something that is a mobile home, what I can sell it for is very different, right? I can sell the single family home for like 400, and then the mobile home is like maybe 300, something around that. But long story short, I'm trying to cut my cost as much as I can, and I talked to a couple of my clearing guys, and they're giving me a little bit of better price, and I'm trying to do my best. Here's the thing, I can, I really, I don't like to do this, but if there's any way at 35,000, it's a little bit hard for me to make this work. And I'll tell you honestly, if we could do 30,000, I can still close in 2 weeks. I totally understand if you say, hey, I can.
I accept it. I accept it because, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
And it's funny because in this moment, I was like, wait, he accepted so easily. Should I have negotiated lower? But obviously, that's that you have in those moments. But I was like, all right, that's great. That's worked out. Awesome. And the seller was just like, yeah, I have to close before Christmas. So I don't care. That's fine. That's a good deal for me. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Then I finished the conversation with him. And I felt like I was like explaining to him a long time before getting into this because I was trying to build my case. But he's like, ah, it's okay. I don't care. I don't care why, but 30K is fine. Then I can move on. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So now I'm going to finish up this call with the seller and I'm about to call the buyer.
Okay, so I appreciate you working with me because like I said, I've been like trying to cut my costs from every perspective. So what I'll do is I will actually send you an addendum a little bit later today that will remove that cost. And I'm going to tell my guy that we're good to go. And I'm going to tell him let's close before Christmas. So that's going to be the idea. Hopefully we can all,
Yeah, sounds good because we need a little money for Christmas.
Yeah, no, sounds good. So let me do that. And I will text you a little bit later today when I send you the addendum, okay?
Okay, no problem, boss.
All right, I appreciate you. Okay, well, thank you so much. I will.
Great day.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yo,
Hey man, good morning. How you doing?
what's up?
Hey, got good news. I got my offer accepted by the seller, so I can get it over to you for 35.
Sweet. What's good?
Awesome. All right, so let me I'm gonna get a signed addendum from him, and then I'll send it over to you. So pretty much all the same. I'm gonna put advantage title if that's okay, cool with you.
Do we have to go through Advantage? And I prefer go through as for title because that's who does all my stuff, and it's way easier for me if we go through them.
I could probably work that out. So let me do this. Let me just talk to them today and confirm that they're cool with the blind HUD, and also if they can close for you in 2 weeks, right before Christmas.
Right.
And if they're cool with that, I'm cool with using them. All right, I appreciate it, man. I'll keep you posted.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right, and that was an easy call to make to the buyer. He got the price he wanted. He was happy. He decided to use his own title company, which I called and confirmed, and they can do exactly what I needed to do to close in 2 weeks and to be able to do all the title paperwork and stuff like that. So worked out perfectly. I think within 30 minutes of that conversation, I got an addendum from the seller. I got the assignment contract with the buyer, and I sent everything to the title company and had it all done. That was a great moment, great win in my eyes. I mean, $5,000 is not the biggest deal I ever closed, of course. I would say it's a little bit below average, but it's a good deal that we were able to still make it work and just let go of this deal. That's what I was really happy about. All right, so this conversation was actually with a seller that I've been working with them for almost 2 months now, and they first went on a contract with someone else. They couldn't sell it, and then they came back to me, and I contracted it for 380, and I was like, at 400 it's a deal all day long, and none of my buyers or no buyers period are coming through. So I'm like so lost and so confused. And what I found out out is that there's a lot of people that are questioning this deal. So that's been kind of hard. So what I actually had to do is bring down the price by almost 10% in order to be able to make this one work. And I was concerned that this is not going to be possible, that the seller's not going to take it, all that stuff, because the price that they originally wanted was $450,000. I contracted for $380 and I needed it for $340 after some research and talking with the buyers. So I sent her an email explaining everything that I found out and problem with the historic area, the benefits of being in a good zoning. So it was a really interesting, a lot of research that I've done. So she called me back, she had some questions, and within 12 minutes, I was able to negotiate about $40,000 down. So check out this video. It was a really good one.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leslie. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you today?
I've been absorbing everything that you sent to me, and I appreciate you letting me know that it's zoned in the way to allow for a townhome. However, that seems weird to me. That why would they be so specific about it staying historical if at the same time you can tear it all the way down and build something?
Yeah.
historic?
Yeah, so I can walk you a little bit through that. So, it is in historic Kenwood area, and zoning is just a little bit different than the historic Kenwood area. So, the area itself is supposed to be regulated by the historic committee, and then they're make it so complicated. And even a new build will have to fulfill certain historic looks. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. So even the new build is not going to be like super easy to do. Like there's actually new builds that have been built a little bit down the road from you. So the townhomes that are built there, they have to fulfill certain certain historic features still. But that is a lot easier than remodeling an older home and trying to make it nice but also keep it historic. It just makes sense, and that's why I wanted to share that information with you. I was digging really deep to find as much as I can to understand this property from all the perspective, because I was honestly confused that my numbers were not coming up correct. The best value, and I have an email actually from the city of St. Pete about the zoning part, which I'm also happy to share with you. So they say you can put 3 townhomes on the lot, which is not possible, because if you think about it, yes, the zoning allows it, but if it's a 50 feet wide property, if I put 3 townhomes, you're gonna have a 10 feet wide townhome. So I don't know, it's gonna be really, really skinny, and they're gonna be really fun. You're gonna be bumping from shoulder to shoulder when you walk through the living room. So it's kind of doesn't make sense. So the only thing that makes sense is 2. But then we're actually right now in the talks with the lot next door. My partner, we're actually trying to get our offer accepted on that property. If that were to work out, then like I mentioned the same thing in the email, then the deal makes sense. There's a reason why they haven't sold that lot for the past, I think it was been 4 months on the market or something. Same reason I think it's been kind of hard to sell this home as well. And I wanted to share that with you because in the end of the day, I'm very well aware that you could be like, you know what, I'm tired of this, you know, I want to do my own thing. And, you know, I want to just, you know, wait and then list or whatever you guys are going to do. I wanted to at least bring any kind of value that you didn't waste your time with me, that I actually, hey, you know, this is what I found out, and you guys can use this as a selling point in the future if you didn't want to go through with me. That's kind of was my thought process. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like, even whenever deals don't work, I like to live on good terms always, and I also want to leave with a little bit of like any help I can provide. That's kind of my thought process.
Well, I assumed that you would have to have the house listed on the historic register before you would have those constraints. But maybe I'm wrong on that. If the city is going to have parameters that you have to fit, so you can't just do whatever you want to at best. If I go and if we go ahead and drop it that 10%,
Yeah.
would that be a done deal? Would we be able to sell it to you or to the contractor or whoever you're trying to?
Yeah, so so the 2 guys that came back to me with quotes that are within that range that I told you, hey, like if we do the 10% cut, we could do it because of their quotes. I can get back to them. I don't think they're gonna need to walk the property anymore. I think we're pretty clear with them. and I can get back to them. And with this process, I can have a deposit down before the end of Friday. I would confirm everything with the guys. Everything is on board. Because they're kind of like, you know, threw the numbers at me. And I was like, no, 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 that's not going to work right now. I'm going to keep looking. I just want to make sure they didn't throw numbers at me that's not realistic. Like they actually believe the numbers, you know? So
That's my concerns. So at 10% off of what we talked about, we're looking at 342.
yeah,
But my parameters would be that it can't be any lower. Obviously, everything else needs to still be taken care of. I need to leave everything behind that
for sure.
but I really needed to close. I have some financial tax reasons that I'd like to have it done by the end of the year. And if I can't, that would break the deal. That's just that would happen.
Yeah, so if you want, what I can do is I'll get on it and I will do my calls today to everyone and to have everyone to give me not a verbal, but an official quote, giving me the scope of work ASAP and everything. And if their scope of work and all of that makes sense, I do believe that's possible. I mean, you already have most of the title paperwork was good, so I'm not expecting that it's going to be a problem now. It's going to be rough, but I will do my best, and we can aim for closing December 30th. And we would know 100% of this by, I would say, Wednesday or Thursday. So does that kind of make sense?
Yes, it does. However, I really need that closing to give me 2 days to move some money around. And I know it's tight, I know, but I really need for them to close like by the 27th.
There's a chance we could do that. Okay, so let me do this. Let me work on this today, and I'm not gonna make you wait till tomorrow, Wednesday, to give you 100% yes or no. And if I see that the movement is going on and it's gonna happen, I will text you later today, and I'm gonna tell everyone that, hey, we need to do this by the 27th. Maybe I will even talk to the Advantage Title and say, hey, before we even have 100% confirmation, I can ask them how long it would take for them. Maybe they can tell me, hey, it would be 5 days or whatever it is. I don't know. So I can do that part as well.
I knew this throws a little extra into it, but we have been trying to do this since, like August. So that's the one issue with that. And yeah, it's just to move her money around. It'll kind of screw us. Otherwise, I can't. I got another neighbor who said, "Hey, this guy flips houses," and he said he's just involved with the one he's on, that he will have his money freed up now in 60 days. So, okay, I need to go ahead and wait for him. I need to know if this is a for sure thing or if this is going to just be coasting on into the end of the year with not a definite.
Yeah, and it would be a definite when you see my deposit confirmation from the title company and all that. And I'll make this the priority today. I understand your timeline and I appreciate you working with me, but I'm gonna right away hop into it. I'm gonna talk to a couple of GCs. The 2 guys that came in, I should have at least an idea before the end of the day today. If it happens, I mean, I'll write it in my book when at the end of my life as one of the faster closings. So I can definitely give it a try.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do today, and I guess go from there then, right?
Sounds good. I'll keep you posted.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Guys, that was just a 10% price drop. So $38,000 price drop on the property that I've been working on. So let's see if I can sell this one.
All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I wanted to show you a little bit different part of my real estate journey and real estate process every single day, and talking to sellers and how these processes take. Real estate is a sales game. You need to learn how to talk to people. Personally, I'm learning every single day and learning from my own mistakes, and these videos are actually really good to me because I can review what the things I've done incorrect. If you enjoy this type of everyday type of content, leave a comment down below and say, I enjoy this, let's do this more, and I'll make sure to make more of these type of videos. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.